Hello everyone, for my craft today, I will be using this piece of cardboard and I have this wood bead wreath that I bought from Dollar Tree. I'm going to trace the inside, but once I'm going to cut it, I will leave just a space outside the line, which is 1/4 of an inch. So it's a little wider than the one that I just drawn, that I just traced. So I'm just cutting it with a pair of scissors. The reason why I'm doing this is because once I glue this one, the wood bead wreath onto there, it's gonna be glued onto the cardboard, okay? Because if it's smaller, it will not. So that space there, the 1/4 of an inch, that will be the space where I'm going to put the hot glue. So you can see that on the video. And I'm just trying to fix it, sometimes it's not really very perfect round circle. So I'm fixing it to make it round. And then you can see the back, it's so neat. So what I'll do this time now is I'm going to find the center. I just put a dot there. And then I'm going to just put hot glue there. And showing on the video is the nautical white rope. I got this from Amazon. This measures about 10 millimeters by 33 yards, so it's about 99 feet. But I will not be using all of it. I will just use just a very short piece of this. Then you can see that I am gluing also the sides of the rope, so it will stick also to the next rope that I am going to put. And then I also glued it onto, I put glue also onto the cardboard so that the rope will stick onto the cardboard. So I'm doing the same thing over and over until such time I will totally cover the whole piece. So this is a very economical kind of craft, everybody. With the wooden beads, if you don't have wooden beads, if you have wooden beads rather, and you have a wire, just form a circle, a round thing. So here, everybody, I think I did this twice. I painted this with the Waverly Ivory, and I did the same thing again. It's on the video, the way I edited it. I'm sorry. So I have this piece of napkin. This is from Temu. This is optional. If you have different design there, you can even put a picture there. You can decoupage it. And this is what I meant. I am sorry for that. I did it again. The way I edited it twice. And then now I just, once it's totally covered with the Waverly Ivory, I will just dry this using my heat tool. I have to see to it that it's really totally dry before I'm going to do the next process. That's why I kept on touching it. So like I said, this napkin is from Temu. It doesn't have to be this napkin that you will choose, you're gonna use. You can even picture of a family picture, you can decoupage it, but you have to see to it how I applied it with the Mod Podge. Now I am using this time just a small brush, and I dip it in water and then dab it onto the area that I want to tear. It is easier that way. Or if you have a water pen, you can also use it. That's more easy than the just brush. It's quicker. So now I am tearing the sides, and I love the fact that I tear it than just cutting it with a pair of scissors, because it looks more like distressed, and it looks more like it's just a part of the craft, And then I am using here this time, this is a Mod Podge, which is a dish dryer safe, because for whatever reason I couldn't find the other one, which is a matte finish. But this is also nice because I am also thinking of just hanging this onto the area near the kitchen, so it's safe from water. And then you can see there that when I apply the Mod Podge, I use the fan, it's a fan brush. It is easier that way because it goes to the spaces in between the spaces in between the ropes. And then once I put this napkin, I use a dry fan brush to do that, so that it's not gonna tear. And then I just see to it that the napkin will be glued in between the spaces of the rope as well. So now I just dried it. It has to be dry once I'm going to apply the Mod Podge again to seal the napkin. It has to be dry because if it's not dry, there is a possibility that it's gonna tear. So now I have this cheap brush I'm using, and I just use the Burnt Umber by Apple Barrel to just lightly brush it onto this piece, onto the wooden wreath, and it really looks so nice. So again, this is optional. If you don't like distress look, just don't use this kind of paint, and don't do this process. So you can just leave it like that. I'm just showing you how I assemble this thing into a wreath, a door hanger. I just happen to love distress and vintage look. So now I'm going to make the bow, which is, of course, this is kind of, it looks like a very feminine kind of craft. So I'm using this time laces that I bought from Temu. And again, I coffee stained this. And if you want to know how I coffee stained it, you want to know the grunge mix, please message me on the comment section and I'm going to send it to you. But again, this is optional. If you don't like distress look, just don't coffee stain this. You can just, actually these are used to be white laces. So I'm using here different kinds of laces and accent for my craft, and it really looks so nice. I love it. I'm using a small bow dabra that I bought from Amazon, and then I will just tie it so tight once I am happy with how it turned out. And then once finish, I will just make it look fluffy, and then I'm going to glue it right there. It looks like it's a bouquet of flowers, and I just put that one as an accent there. I glued it there, and there you go. It really looks so awesome. So this time I have to just put a hole there. This is not really very difficult to poke a hole there. It's because this is just cardboard. So the reason why I'm doing that, because I'm going to make a hanger, and I have this very thin wire. It is rustic wire. I just insert it into the hole, and then it will have like a loop or something. So I inserted this one, the lace that I just tied a knot, and so it's not gonna come off. And then I just twist the wire on the back, and then there you go. On the other side, I do the same thing again. So if you like to see more of my craft ideas and you like this craft, please go to my main page. Please click like, and please give me a follow. And this is such a very wonderful craft, everybody. Very simple, very budget friendly. And so like I said, if you don't have the wooden wreath from Dollar Tree and you have wooden beads, just string some of it and using a thin wire, and then make a round wreath. And then now I am making the message. I spell out the word. Actually, this is a stamp, and it says love is handmade, and I just love this. Okay, this message. Again, this is optional. Whatever you feel like putting there, whatever message you like, you can put it there. And then I'm going to put this bling. I love it. And this one also, a piece of butterfly given to me by a very wonderful friend. And on the back, everybody, I just put stiff felt cloth, and it really looks so pretty. You can see the rope, you can see the lace. It really matched with the craft. There's the butterfly, and there's the napkin, and on the back it's really very neat. Thank you. Until next time.